And good morning. It is 18 minutes after 8 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning, Public Affairs Director for the City of Roswell, Juanita Jennings, back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. You're all over the place, like on TV and stuff, with UFO Festival coming around the corner. But I happen to just pop in on news and various things, and like, Juanita Jennings, what they're talking about. Yes. And because obviously you're doing your outside marketing and campaigning, encouraging people from all over the state and outside the state to say, come visit Roswell this weekend for UFO Festival. But it's just fun to say, like, oh, yeah, she's on all that. You see her, see you on the New Mexico news, but even bigger, more national platforms as well too. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really interesting. That's my primary job most of the time is to promote our city for people to come into externally. So, as we gear up for UFO Festival, we want to maximize our opportunities with all of the media outlets everywhere. And so there's lots of interviews happening throughout this next couple weeks that we've been gearing up. Our true marketing campaign started on June 6th. So we had kind of started a campaign beginning of March, here, there, just a little bit of, stuff kind of teasing it. And now we're full force, ready to go. And I think it's working because our ticket sales are great. Good. And hotel from our committee meeting that we had, our community partner meeting on Tuesday, we had a couple hoteliers there and they are sold out.
Good.
So that is really great news.
It's a great thing to hear.
Great thing, especially when we're still 2 weeks out. So in our mind, we're 10 days out, just because we don't count the weekends, and we have to be ready the week of. So.
Sure, absolutely. Which they will be here. As far as the public goes, what help do you still need from them as far as getting ready for UFO Festival?
So we are looking for some volunteers to be brand ambassadors at the festival. So helping at our visitor center, directing people where to go, at our check-in booths. So the festival is happening from 2nd Street all the way down to 11th Street.
Okay.
So there will be activities on the courthouse lawn, in Pioneer Plaza, at the convention center, and then to Bremen. So it's kind of a whole mix of the downtown district.
And then you'll find little stuff in between those locations on the way to and from.
Yes. So like Reichman Park's going to have some music. You'll have some stuff happening over by Invasion Station. You're going to have stuff at the Duncan. So all throughout the Main Street corridor.
So when you walk to these, like if you're going from, say, 2nd all the way to the convention center, there's a lot of stuff to hit as you're making that trek down up north into town there. So
so we need brand ambassadors to kind of be in that corridor, giving people maps, directing people where to go, and
just
telling them,
guides for folks.
Yes, taking their pictures, things like that. So that's what we need the most help with. Is it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we'll sign you up for any shift that you are able to work. We'll give you a cool T-shirt to wear. Nice. Lots of water because it will be hot.
So if you want to come and be, if you're a people person, love talking with people, especially if you love meeting people from other places and things. And if you're, and maybe if you want to do your own gee whiz curiosity, go be an ambassador. And then you'll be like, that weekend I was there, I talked to people from 16 different countries and 12 different states, whatever that your numbers are. But if you love to kind of do that stuff and talk to people, this might be a lot of fun for you. So, and of course you're helping promote our community and helping, and who knows, maybe those people you're giving direction to might come back and say, I love that place so much, I'm going to come back next year, or I'm going to move here.
Yes, that's how we got our graphic designer. Honestly, she came through and they fell in love with our community, and that's how she came, and that's why she was here. And
all because you were sitting there directing them to McDonald's or something.
Right,
who knows?
Right, yeah. So we need people like that, and then we also need some hosts. So people that will take a special group that have purchased kind of a VIP ticket, taking them on a party bus to some of our local restaurants, and just really kind of being a tour guide for them. So we're looking for 2 more spots that we have to fill there. If you love to talk about Roswell and love this city,
so that might be someone that maybe has a little bit of deep knowledge of Roswell, a little bit, that might be able to add to some of that too. So if maybe you've been here a good hunk of your life and you've spent a lot of time in many places here, want to share those experiences and opportunities with these folks, and please reach out. So
we're looking for that person who can do the alien crawl. So lots of volunteers. We're getting ready. Like I said, lots of media coverage. Christina Stock did a wonderful article for our big commemorative piece. So the 75th anniversary, Mr. Neb, our city manager, came up with an idea of why don't we give a tribute to those pioneers in Pioneer Plaza who had a tie to research, UFOlogy. And so we will be honoring Jesse Marcel, he is senior, and then Stanton Friedman, who really kind of put Roswell, gave it the attention that it needed.
He's, of course, he just passed away a couple of years ago, or a year or two ago here during COVID.
2019.
2019, yes. Yeah. I have had the opportunity to speak with that man and talk with that man, and it's interesting because when this is what when you talk with people like this, when you talk UFOlogy and stuff, of course, most people think the green men, the whole all that stuff. But these gentlemen, when you talk with them, it literally is science and math, and so it's very, whatever you want to believe, aliens, whatever you believe it, you do you. But when you talk with these gentlemen, you could tell that this is not some kind of fun novelty thing. It's just that the evidence they present, everything's done scientifical, clinical, and very dry is not the right word because it's just lack of the entertainment fuzziness. And to me, it brings a real authenticity. And when so someone's saying, "Do you think aliens exist?" And you people, I'm one of those people that's like, well, there's a lot of galaxies, a lot of planets. That's a very narrow-minded thing to think we're the only planet that's got something, But there's no evidence that I've seen. I've never been abducted. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't personally. And so, but when you talk with a guy like him, you're like, wow, okay, now I'm seeing the actual evidence. Okay, now I get possibility. You're talking about rocks and the things you're finding, and there is nothing on this planet that resembles it.
Right.
How the heck does that get here? There's some explaining to do, and so guys like Stanton Freeman, and it's a real treat to do that. So it's cool they're honoring him because when you talk about men like this, and I personally have interviewed them, it's not the same because most of us think, okay, you're the guy that conspiracy theory here, conspiracy. No, these are very clinical, scientific type individuals that do that. Literally coming from I wouldn't even say a point of skepticism versus like Don Schmidt's another one I've talked to a bunch, and they actually come in like not believing what they're doing. They're just following the science, and this is where the science took them, and that's where it's fascinating to me. So, sorry, I got way off on that.
But that's the thing. Those are the two audiences. So we have those that are very scientific about UFO Festival and what happened here in 1947, and then we have the audience of the quirky fun. I just want to get abducted and be taken to another planet. So. That's what makes the job a little bit more fun because we have two audiences to balance too. And that's why we have a really great program. Actually, just got it confirmed. And the string quartet, Giovanni String Quartet, in partnership with Roswell Symphony Orchestra, is going to be playing at the museum. And they're going to do kind of a Friday happy hour with wine and a little bit of string quartet music. Nice. And then they have a new exhibition called Future Shock that is opening up on the 25th. So for those of you that are local that want a preview before we get invaded by all the tourists, come on out to the Roswell Museum and check it out because it's really, really cool. Yeah. Very 3D. It's amazing.
Absolutely. And then while you're there, you get the schedule for the weekend. Like the planetarium's right there. If you want to get the show schedule for all the stuff they got on tap, you can get all right there while you're mingling and enjoying the music and the artwork and everything.
They'll have laser shows. They're going to have some sci-fi movies that they'll be showing in their theater. And then, of course, they're going to have, they're partnering with us and we're having the kids zone area. So we'll have like moon and rockets and just a lot of fun stuff for everybody to do. Yeah.
So please mark it on your calendars and come out and plan to attend and come be a part. Like you said, we're looking for some ambassadors come and volunteer their time that weekend to come be a part of the city events and help guide and direct our visitors that'll be in town that week. Please reach out to the city.
Kathy Lay.
We've had her on a bunch here.
Yes, she's our point of contact. You can reach her at 624-6700. She'll get you signed up, background check, all that fun stuff.
She's a great lady, but you talk to her long enough, she might get you volunteering for more stuff you realize. Just warning you.
Yes, she will. She totally will. Oh, but that's what makes her so good. And
she absolutely is. She's great.
She's
awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
She's amazing. And then the one other thing that I do want to just let the community know about is our Saturday night concert, the big concert with Midland. Grab a friend. Carpool, because parking is going to be a little bit chaotic. It's a very small area. While we think it is large, when we are,
it fills up very quickly.
It fills up very quickly, especially when you're inviting people from all over the world. That with a brand and an artist as big as Midland, ticket sales are great. We are just about sold out. I think we will sell out probably by Sunday.
So if you want a ticket, you better get it this week.
Yes, I would highly recommend that because once we're sold out, we don't plan on selling at the door.
Like I said, there's only so many logistics you can put in that area, and you're at that capacity.
We are at that capacity.
Once it sells out. So
we're kind of at that capacity right now. And so I said, maybe we should cut off ticket sales. But I think if you grab a friend, carpool, we will have Dial-A-Ride. Roswell Transit will have bus service throughout the weekend that will pick you up. If you have friends or family coming in from out of town at hotels, they will do that as well.
So utilize some of the public transportation to save you a few headaches on some of the stuff.
And it'll be free. And so, gas prices are really expensive. So utilize that service.
Exactly. Or rent a couple scooters and scoot all the way down there. It might be cheaper.
That's what we talked about. We saw those scooters. We said everybody needs to take the bird to the concert. That solves all the problems. So we'll have a map on our website that's going up tomorrow for all of our public parking. And then our schedule of events and when I say schedule of events, everybody's events that are happening. So all of our community partners, we have the Roswell Invaders that are doing 3 home games, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
We have the Roswell Community Little Theater. They are doing Battle of the Bands and the reenactment tour.
Cool.
We have Main Street, who's doing some music out on the courthouse lawn throughout the day, some kid activities, and then, of course, the Passport program. And then we have Galacticon, who is doing kind of some vendors and cosplay inside the convention center.
Yeah, the convention center will be kind of half them and then half like some of the panels and things from the UFO Museum research side. Yeah.
Yes, and the Roswell Daily Record. And so Galacticon, they're also the sponsor of the Pet and People contest that will be happening on the courthouse lawn. And
it's for pets dressed as people. I'm just kidding. No, it's
you never know.
Well, it could. It's an alien costume contest, and they're arguably 2 of the most popular things that are part of the UFO, at least for locals and things like that. Yeah,
definitely. And then, like I said, we have the concert and just lots of activities. We have a kids zone with foam, like water, because it's super hot, and so just kind of getting sprayed.
Yeah, I might have to discipline the adults. It's for kids.
It's for kids, yes. And then, of course, we have a beer garden, cantina, with vendors and food trucks.
Good deal. So have a good time. Drink responsibly, obviously. And,
yes.
And don't worry. Law enforcement will be checking and anybody that tries to drink and drive or do anything like the sort. They're going to be there in full force, making sure that doesn't happen.
And use our Dial-A-Ride service. That's why we have it. It's please be responsible.
There are too many other options for you to get home that are very easy to do.
Yes.
Just, especially if you plan on going out and partying. Keep these things handy.
Yes.
So when you get to that point, that you're like, all right, I need to stop. Then you can call for a ride home and get that done, or have someone that can make sure you get that ride home. So
yes, absolutely.
Yep.
And then, of course, all the speakers. I mean, the speakers are going to be the highlight of the event, leading up to the 75th. That'll be really important.
Absolutely.
There'll be some at the UFO Museum and Research Center, and then, of course, some at the Convention Center.
For fans of our radio stuff, if you listen to our nighttime national syndicated paranormal talk host Clyde Lewis.
Yes.
He's going to be doing his show from Roswell both, I believe, Thursday night and Friday night. Friday night, he's going to be at the museum doing his show. We're working the Thursday details now. I'll announce that here in a bit. But so if you like the guy, and then I think he's going to be doing some panels on Saturday out in the convention center there as well, too. So the abduction panels, I think, for those who are into that. But yeah, so if you like, it's a big deal. We're getting and for folks that don't know, Clyde's he's a paranormal talk guy. He's been doing it for years, but he's got a nationally syndicated show, and he actually came down a few years ago for UFO Festival. But him, among many others, will be here as experts and folks that this is what they do for a living, talking about this stuff. And Clyde's kind of got he's a little famous. He's got a national show, and so he's got an audience built in kind of thing. So it's pretty cool. It's even if it's not, so to speak, your thing, come check it out and see all the fun that's out there. And one new change this year too. The parade's going to be Saturday morning.
Yes.
Something we want to make note of. So if you're going out Saturday night looking for a parade, it was in the morning.
It's in the morning at 9 o'clock, I believe, or 9:30. I think they were working on the time. But yes, it's on Saturday morning. It'll start on 12th and 11th Street, so right by the convention center, and the route will go down and it'll disperse at 3rd Street. So,
good deal.
And it'll be in the morning. So if you're interested in doing a flow or participating, please contact Barbara Gomez at Main Street Roswell. She'll get you signed up. It's a collaboration between Main Street and then, of course, very grateful to the UFO Museum for supporting it by giving out some cash prizes. I think there's like $150,
good
$200.
For them. I'm glad they're able to do that.
Different cash prizes for that. So make sure you come out for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And come support these great people. So
yeah.
Do we want to shift to app now, or do we got any more UFO festival stuff?
I think that's all the UFO festival stuff. I mean, there's a lot. There's definitely a lot.
Well, go check out the UFO Festival website.
Yes.
That is your best resource for everything for this upcoming UFO festival. And it's is it UFO Festival?
It's UFOfestival.com.
And I always want to add Roswell for some reason in my head.
UFOfestival.com.
Yeah.
We tried to go with the original, right?
I know. It's just in my head, you know, because quite frankly, a lot of people have tried to crowbar and take that little, and so I didn't know if you guys had to get, because well, you know the world of locking down .coms and like I got them all, and you got to pay me to get them unblocked and all that.
Right.
So. But good deal.
UFOfestival.com. And we couldn't do it. Oh, one other great thing. I forgot to tell you. This just came through. So Sky Element, one of our great sponsors that just came through, they're going to do a drone show for us, which will give us kind of a little bit of a reenactment with drones. It's only 9 minutes. It's going to be on Friday night, right before, or it's right after the costume contest. It's at 9 o'clock.
And you can see it like downtown.
And you'll be able to see it downtown. It's going to be really cool. But Sky Element, they
so if one say hung out on the Chaves County Courthouse lawn, that would be a good place to view said drone.
And the convention center. So it's lifting off from De Bremen. So your best view will probably
a little farther north
at convention center, but definitely will be able to see it, or should be able to see it in the sky. And so again, we couldn't do it without Sky Element. And then of course Excel Energy and a pizza center. They've been a great sponsor for us. And then Spacewalk Roswell. So,
if you haven't been in there yet,
you've
that's
got
pretty cool.
To go check them out.
Bring the family in there and go have some fun.
They are going to they've partnered with the Spring River Zoo to do a out of this world exhibit of this new kind of species that I didn't even know existed.
We're getting into some science here.
It's pretty interesting. It's called the Glorak. I'm probably saying it wrong. It came from the Talon Zoo. And so it'll be on Sunday. So you'll have to go check it out at Spring River Zoo.
I feel like that's a character in a Dr. Seuss book.
It's really interesting. It's really, really interesting. They brought it in to show us, and I was like, oh, wow, that's quite
interesting.
It's a different kind of species.
Cool.
Perfect for UFO Festival.
Sounds like a plan to me. So one other thing to add to your list during UFO Festival weekend. But definitely go to the website. You can kind of pick your itinerary set up and do that. And make sure, compete and go get the passports when they do, and go visit the businesses, and because that's the way to get cool, exclusive swag. But it's great because that way you're supporting our local businesses, because I know we're talking about fun and wanting to get everything out, but let's face it, especially in the world we live in right now, this is kind of Black Friday for a lot of Main Street, downtown businesses and things. This is where they make their nut for the year, and we need to do, obviously we're relying on a lot of visitors and out-of-town folks to come help fill those coffers, but we as locals need to keep supporting that too. So come on down and visit, encourage others to participate in the passport program and talk about it. So they're visiting these businesses and visiting our merchants and supporting them, so they're all sitting fat here with high in the black, those ledger numbers there later on. That'd be a good thing.
That would be great. And another thing, so good segue into what the city has developed, is our new mobile app.
Yeah, it's unveiled officially here now.
It's officially unveiled. Yeah. People can download it on Android or on their iPhones. We wanted to do a passport year round, right? Our goal is to get as much business into our locals as possible with all of our marketing that we're required to do, but also because it's important to us to make sure that we have that foot traffic. The Visitor Center has worked really hard to develop this. We have a really great team. They are kind of the people who they stop at the visitor center usually, and then we disseminate them out in the community. And so with this app, there's a couple of features. One of them is called a challenge. And so we have a new alien scavenger hunt, which is like a passport program.
Yeah.
We have these alien icons throughout the city.
Okay.
They download the app, they find them, they bring them back, and they get a small token of appreciation from the visitor center. Same concept for.
Now, are these some of these hidden? Like
they are. Already,
we're going to make you work a little bit to find them. Good.
We want you out in the community, and so they're all throughout the downtown district. Again, trying to get people near the shops, going into some of the shops and exploring.
Yeah.
And so you can find it on our mobile app. It's really neat. It's called the Alien Scavenger Hunt. It's under when you go to challenges, you'll see it right there. And there's going to be more that will be added. And then it'll show like, oh, I've checked off this or I've checked off that. The other really neat thing that we put on here is the Mural Tour. So where you can go and take pictures and selfie stations, like the best ones throughout the city. Yeah. Again, if they check in at that mural, they get a little badge. And then once they get all of their badges, they bring it back to the visitor center and they get a nice token of our appreciation.
Oh, that's cool.
We also have a Hidden History, so Roswell Hidden Histories. So that's on there. Just really great opportunity for people to kind of get out in different areas.
Yeah.
Going to the Historical Society. We're trying to push people to different areas throughout our downtown
when they come
district.
to see the aliens, you're saying, hey, while you're here, come see all of our rich cultural and opportunities
and the museums.
we have.
And, there's a museum tour that's coming out. And, if they go to this one, then can they go to that one? And so it's just a really neat feature. We also have on the app, if you're a local business and would like to be a part of it that is tourist related, you have to be a tourist related business.
Okay.
Please send us your information. You can send it to tourism@roswell-nm.gov.
Okay.
We also need a JPEG image of your business that can be put on the mobile app.
Okay.
As well as a 250-word description about your tourist related business.
So would like restaurants and stuff qualify as a tourist?
They do.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Good deal.
Yep.
Perfect. So
absolutely.
I'm sure there's a list there that if you're questioning whether your business qualifies or not, there's a list there of.
Absolutely.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
So please send us that information because we want to try to help as much as possible to send people to your location as we possibly can. So.
Absolutely. So download the apps now, start spreading the word here. And like I said, it just unveiled here. So what you see now is going to be not the end game. It's like I said, there's going to be more added. There's going to be more and the app's going to find its niche like anything else. Like people are going to go and use it and do everything that they want to do with it. And then the city's going to look at that and say, okay, these are the things they like. These not so much. Let's tweak or let's see what we can add. Like, for instance, like the scooters we were talking about. In the future, that's going to be something through the app you can work on and stuff like that. So, but I want to remind folks the app is not just for tourists. If you're looking to do stuff in Roswell, whether you live here your whole life or you're new to town, it's a great resource for that. So when you have the discussion of what do you want for dinner tonight, and it's like, I don't know, what do you want? You can use the app as they say, all right, well, let's use this to pick something. Or, hey, what do you want to do tonight? I don't know. What do you want to do tonight? Now the app is your friend and say, well, look, they got this going on over here at the museum, or they got this at the zoo, or they got this. Yeah. And so it really is your kind of guidebook for those moments when you say, I don't know, what do you want to do?
Right. And it's really cool. So we do have like an event section where on the code, it all feeds in. So it pulls from different entities, which is really important because we wanted one centralized location for visitors and even for locals. Like, where do I gather this information? Is it on Facebook? Is it on Twitter? Is it on Instagram? This will really help kind of bring everything in one centralized location. And it's free of charge. So take advantage of it.
Yeah. And then, of course, obviously, feedback and stuff, too. If you're using it and you're like, man, wouldn't it be cool if you could do this? Reach out to the city. Maybe, there's enough people that are thinking the same thing you are, then Juanita and her staff would say, maybe we should look into adding that.
Absolutely.
To our
and this app discussion, so this came up last year after UFO Festival. This was one of our takeaways. After every large event, the city goes back and says, okay, what worked well, what didn't work well.
Right.
One of the things that we needed was a really good communication tool to our visitors. Hopefully all of them will download it, but we can send out notifications through this app if there's a location change. We started working on this project in August, and it's a lot of work, but we are really proud of it and hope that it's a good tool and a resource for locals and for visitors. And so if there is some ideas, please share them. We're more than willing to adapt.
It really is the people's app at the end of the day. It's meant for it's meant to be that conduit. So when the city wants to get you to learn about various recreational things in our community and tourism and the fun side,
right?
That's that resource to do that, and it only works if we the public utilize it, and it's a back and forth. When you're utilizing it, when you find things that are helpful and stuff, share that stuff to help, and it'll make the app better. It'll make everything. That's how things get better. And I know we live in a world now where everything's done for you, and it's kind of it's easy to forget that there's a lot of steps and a lot of work involved to perfect things. And there's so many products in modern technology nowadays that have been out for so long, but there's been so many years of testing, trial, what works, what doesn't work, a lot of that going on before the product you're seeing today is what it is. Chances are, if you would have bought said same product 20 years ago, it probably might be a little mad at it. You know what I mean? And so what I'm saying is, this is how we get them better. Keep utilizing it, keep working with it, and then giving your feedback. And next thing you know, that app will be one of the most useful probably apps on your phone at some point. So please check it out. Download it today. It's available on your Android and Apple and all wherever you go get your apps at. It's all there. And it's free. It doesn't cost anything.
Doesn't cost anything. So check it out. And then the last thing, real quick, I'm just going to give you guys a quick plug. Nancy Lopez Golf Course this weekend. Father's Day is coming up.
Yeah.
We are having a scramble on Saturday.
Okay.
June 18th, shotgun start at 8 o'clock.
They still got room for some teams?
We do have some room, 25 per player plus green fees and the cart fee. But just come on out and check them out. It's a 3-person scramble.
Swing by the pro shop anytime this week. Sign up your teams.
Yes.
And generally how that works, if it's just you and you're like, well, I don't have a couple buddies to golf with me, the pro there will pair you up based on your handicaps and everything like that. So whether you have 3 friends or you don't, come on down and sign up to golf.
Yes.
And then you'll make 3 friends or a couple friends.
Yes. And then for the golf course, starting next Tuesday is Taco Tuesday at the golf course. So $15, tacos, cervezas, and golf. So
there you go.
Come out and join us.
Wash your hands after you golf, or the taco grease your club will slip right in your hand and shoot across the thing.
That is true.
And they will not give you a do-over on taco grease related bad golf swings.
They won't. I don't think so. Depends on who you're playing with. But just a couple of fun activities that are happening this weekend in preparation for Father's Day.
Yeah. So download that app.
Yes.
Go check out the UFO Festival website. Don't forget the city's main website, roswell-nm.gov. That's your great resource for anything government related, your water bill.
Yep.
If you've got any of those kind of things, if you're wanting to maybe be serving on one of our, committees like the cemetery board or one of these, go to that website. You'll learn more about that, and plus you'll learn more about stuff. If you want to do like a building permit thing, that's where you're going to go for all of that stuff. See Roswell is and RoswellConnect.com. That's where you go. Check that out if you want to get, say, your passes for the aquatic center or golf or whatever, or the zoo. The RoswellConnect.com website is for all of that stuff. Yep. So these are ones to keep in your favorites or your bookmark there, and so hopefully use them from time to time, because I'm telling you, you could probably save a bunch of money every time you go to the aquatic center, and then you're like, well, I'm paying $1 or $2 every time I go. I just get the season pass, and now I just because especially if you go a couple times a week, you're gonna make more. You're gonna save more money if you just get the pass.
We had 111 people buy a membership for the summer last month, so it's worth it.
And I also want to remind folks, you've seen stories on the news about employment and things. I just saw one yesterday about lifeguards nationally. They can't hire them and everything else. Well, Roswell's is in the same boat here. Yes. So please be aware that they have to shift pool hours and stuff just to make sure staffing. Yes. So I know it stinks, but it's the life we live in right now. You want to fix that? Tell your young friends and folks that want to be lifeguards right now. And there's a couple factors. COVID hurt us because a lot of these folks
Yes.
that would get trained didn't get trained because there's no place to get trained.
Right.
And then let's face it, there's a lot of jobs out there, and young kids are going, I can make just as much money. You know, they don't understand. They don't have a Baywatch to watch like we did to think how cool a lifeguard job was. And man, I can meet people and look sexy and all that stuff. They don't understand that yet.
Yes.
And so
and make sure people are safe. That's
that part too.
That's the most important thing.
But they don't have the marketing tools like Hasselhoff running up the beach to make it sexy and exciting anymore. So
safety first. But yes, and we are doing training. So if you have an interest and still need a summer job, please contact our recreation department at 624-6719, and we'll get you scheduled and geared up.
Absolutely.
Trained.
So please check out the websites, and then tune in next week. We're gonna have Kevin Mabry's he'll give us an update, and of course, or is it next week? I guess
2 weeks.
It is 2 weeks. I'm sorry,
2 weeks.
My time here.
It's okay.
But that last weekend of June, a week of June here, and then of course we're gonna Juanita's gonna be back like right before the festival.
Yeah.
Any updates, any changes, any new additions, anything we want to get out, we'll make sure that you have there. But you can keep up to date yourself on that by just going to the UFOfestival.com website.
Yes.
There. So very good.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We'll see.
It's fun.
I'll have to ask you your autograph next time since you're on all these national spotlights now.
Trust me, I like to be. I'm better behind the scenes than I am in front. But
I don't know how many times I turn on
job.
like national things, everything. I was like, dang, there's Juanita.
Yeah. Got to get the word out.
That's
we
right.
need people here. That's my job.
She's everywhere and anywhere.
Yes.
So good deal. Well, thank you.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
Thank
and
you.
I'm sure you got 100 other fires to stomp out here, so why don't you go do that? So, all right, it is 8:50. Let's pause for some local news. Apparently, I need a Band-Aid. I don't know how I broke that out. And then I'll go Band-Aid up, and you hear some commercials. We'll be back. Don't go away.